बोलिए वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की
जय
जय। श्रीमद् सद्गुरु सरकार की
जय।
मन्नाथ श्री जगन्नाथो मद्गुरु श्री जगद्गुरु मदात्मा सर्वभूतात्मा कृपालु गुरवे नमः। व्रजे वसन्तं नवनीतचौरम् गोपाङ्गनानां चदुकूलचौरम् अनन्तजन्मार्जितपाप चौरम् चौराग्रगण्यं पुरुषं नमामि। नमः कमलना भाय नमः कमल मालिने नमः कमलपादाय नमस्ते कमलेक्षण यो ब्रह्माणं विदधाति पूर्वं यो वै वेदांश्च प्रहिणोति तस्मै तग्वं हा देवमात्म बुद्धिप्रकाशं मुमुक्षुर्वै शरणमहं प्रपद्ये। Dear devotees of God, in Premras Madhira, there are 21 sections, 21 Madhuris. One of them is Sri Krishna Bal Leela Madhuri. There are many devotional songs depicting the sweet pastimes of Kanhaiya, Nandalal. And we are going to sing one of them, and I'm going to explain that as we go along. Please sing after me. मांगत कैसो दान कान्ह तुम
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 कान्ह तुम
कान्ह तुम
मांगत कैसो दान कान्ह तुम
मांगत कैसो
बनी भिक्षुक
मांगत दान दीन बनी भिक्षुक
तुम्हारे उर अभिमान कान्ह तुम
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 मांगत कैसो दान कान्ह तुम
मांगत कैसो दान कान्ह तुम
कान्ह तुम
कान्ह तुम
The place is Barsana, the divine village of Radharani's divine birth. And in Barsana, there's a narrow passage. It's referred to as Sankri Khor, which literally means narrow passage. A gopi was going through, and she was going to sell her curd that she had made at home. So she was carrying a couple of pots of curd on her, balancing them on her head. And suddenly, Kanhaiya appeared. Shri Krishna appeared out of nowhere. And he stopped her path. And he said to the gopi, he said to her, "Give me dan. I want dan. I want curd as charity. I want you to give me the charity in the form of the sweet curd that you are claiming to sell." So she's asking him, what gives you the right to ask for dan, this charity? Curd. In which capacity are you asking for this charity? In other words, who are you to ask me for this? Well, we do know, we have heard who Sri Krishna is. He is the Lord of uncountable universes. He is the omniscient, omnipresent, and omnipotent God. All the lords are under his control. He is the Lord of lords. Krishno havai hari paramo devaha shadvidhaishwarya paripurno bhagavan gopi gopa sevyo vrinda radhito vrindavanadhinatha. He is the Lord of lords. He's the Lord of Vrindavan. He's the Lord of the gopis, Lord of the gopas. He's the Lord of all. There's no one beyond him, no one greater than him. In the Gita, Sri Krishna says, Mattah parataram nanyat kinchidasti dhananjaya. O conqueror of wealth, O Arjun, know that there is none greater than myself. There's no one beyond me. So he is the one asking for curd. And the one he's asking from, she's a gopi, milk maiden. These gopis are either Nitya Siddha or Siddha. Nitya Siddha gopis are the ones that were never controlled by Maya. They were never ordinary. They were always divine. And they have always dwelt in Golok with Radha and Krishna. They are Radha and Krishna's very personal associates. They are eternally liberated. Never was there a time when they were controlled by Maya. And then there are the Siddha gopis, the ones who were once under the control of Maya, but then they became God realized, And now, since then, they have been living in Golok with Radha and Krishna. So now everyone can aspire to become a Siddha Gopi. And it's obvious that no one can aspire to become a Nitya Siddha Gopi by virtue of Nitya Siddha, meaning eternally liberated. So you cannot become eternally liberated. You either are or you are not. So we can all aspire to become Siddha Gopis. Now these Nitya Siddha Gopis are like Lalita, Vishakha, Chitra, Tungvidya, and others. And amongst the Nitya Siddha Gopis, the eternally liberated gopis, there are two sections. Anudha and Parodha. There are married gopis and unmarried gopis. Yes, even the eternally liberated ones, some of them are married, some are unmarried. Shri Krishna inspired these gopis from within to get married. So some of them are married, some are unmarried. And then there are two bhav, two moods. One is Parkiya bhav, the other is Swakiya bhav. Parkiya bhav is of those gopis that are married. They have a husband, the gopi has a husband, and she loves Sri Krishna, she loves her beloved Shyamsundar. So this is Parkiya bhav. It's also called Jar bhav. Parkiya bhav. The other is Swakiya bhav. The unmarried gopis, they have the Swakiya bhav. Now Parkiya bhav gopis are the greater than the Swakiya bhav gopis simply because their love is greater. And their love is greater simply because there is restriction in their love. They don't have free access to see their beloved. They do not meet him very often. And so they're always longing for him. They're always becoming very restless to see him. So when the restlessness is there, the longing is there, I wish to see him, but I cannot. My mother-in-law won't let me leave the house. My father-in-law is there. My husband is there primarily. And then the brother-in-law and sister-in-law, so many in-laws and so many restrictions, they're not letting me go out of the house. But every once in a while, when she has the opportunity to have darshan of Shyamsundar, to meet with him, then her love has grown immensely. See, if there's a free flow, water is flowing freely, then you put a restriction there, you stop it from flowing. And then you remove that restriction. What happens is that the water flows with great speed. In the same way, the love of the Parkiya bhav devotees, gopis, when they meet with Shyamsundar, their love gushes forth. Their love is greater than the Swakiya bhav gopis. Now the other gopis, they love only Shyamsundar, but they have more access to him. They have more access to him, so they can see him pretty well when they want to. So Parkiya bhav is greater than Swakiya bhav. So the married gopis, they were greater than the unmarried gopis. Their love was greater. That's what I mean to say. Now with the Siddha gopis, Siddha gopis, the ones who attained liberation, or rather who attained Lord Krishna one day, who attained residence in Golok one day, they are also married gopis and unmarried gopis, and the same rule applies. And these gopis, who are they? You have heard many times that many of them are verses of the Vedas. Ved ki richaएं, these are the verses of the Vedas, who have assumed the female form and they have come as gopis. Some of these are personalities from Bhim Vaikunt. Some of these are sons of Agni. Some of these are sages and ascetics from the time of Treta Yuga, from the time when Bhagwan Ram was passing through Dandakaranya. Dandak forest. They had seen Bhagwan Sri Ram, and a desire arose within them. Each one of them was thinking, I wish I were a female, and I wish he were my beloved. And Bhagwan Ram had silently granted them a boon that he will grant their desire, but not now, towards the end of Dwapar Yuga. And now their desire is being fulfilled. Some of these are the gopis from Mithilapur. They are the maidservants of Sitaji, or Sakhis of Sitaji. So all of these gopis have come. It's very interesting that just as some of the verses of the Vedas, they talk about Brahma directly. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. This is what Brahma is like. But there are some Vedic verses that talk about Devatas as well. Indro Jato Vasitasya Raja Agnir Devata Vato Devata Suryo Devata Chandrama Devata Vasavo Devata Rudra Devata. They talk about Indra, Varun, Kuber, these Devatas also. They don't talk only about God, they talk about Devatas as well. So there are some gopis, they're known as, these are very Ananya, they only talk about, these are the verses of the Vedas that talk only about Brahma, and there are others that are Anyapara gopis that talk about Devatas as well. So Ananyapara and Anyapara gopis. So these are the gopis. And he is Lord Krishna who's asking for curd, charity in the form of curd from the gopi. So both these personalities are very powerful because there's Sri Krishna on the one hand, on the other hand, his personal associate, Gopi from Golok. And he's saying, give me daan. And she's saying, tum mangat kaiso daan kan tum. In what capacity are you asking for daan? Why should I give you this curd? Now, indeed, why should the Supreme Lord ask for anything? He's the one he's the one providing for everyone. Brahma, Vishnu, Shankar, countless Brahma, Vishnu, and Shankar beg him for grace. Why should he beg anyone for anything? And even from the worldly point of view, he's born in the house of, he's in the house of Nanda and Yashoda, and Nanda and Yashoda have 900,000 cows in their possession. So each and every cow is giving kilos, so many kilos of milk every day. Why should, and there are only two boys, to drink all that milk and to eat all that butter and to eat all that curd, all the milk products that are made freshly at home, it's at their disposal. Only Krishna and Balram, that's it. Or as Yashoda Maya calls them, Kanua and Balua. Only two boys, that's it, two children. And why should he beg for curd? The answer is because of love. Aho chitram, vande tat prema bandhanam. It is due to prem, it's due to love. Due to love, Sri Krishna, the Supreme Lord, is asking the gopi for curd. Due to love, he becomes a plaything in the hands of the gopis. Brahma krida mrigi kritam. He becomes a plaything in their hands. A gopi says to Kanhaiya, Kanhaiya, dance like a peacock. Do the Mayur Nritya for me. And he asks, why should I do that? Because I will give you chach. I'll give you buttermilk. This big glass. He says, okay. And he's dancing. And she's making him dance for half an hour. He's dancing because he wants buttermilk. Another one comes and says, oh, I missed that. Can you dance some more? Can you dance a little bit more? And he's dancing. And she said, I will give you fresh butter that I made. Fresh butter, and I'll give you some, as much as you want. And he is greedy for buttermilk, greedy for butter? No, he is a slave of love. So the gopis love, the love that they have in their hearts, that love makes him a beggar. He forgets his almightiness and he becomes a beggar, and he's asking the gopi for curd. And she is putting on airs. Why should I give you? Why should I give you buttermilk? Who are you to ask me for buttermilk or for this curd? And Kanhaiya, you don't know how to beg, do you? You should be begging with humility. Oh, I guess you don't know how to beg because you are from Golok, and in Golok there are no beggars. Everyone in Golok has unlimited bliss, unlimited happiness, unlimited knowledge. No one's begging for anything. Everyone is complete. Unlimited everything. So you don't know how to beg. But in this world of ours, there are many beggars. Kanhaiya, you should observe them. Just observe some beggars, and then you'll know how to beg. Jo de uska bhi bhala, jo na de uska bhi bhala. Learn how to talk like beggars and learn to have humility. Kanhaiya, you should not ask with pride. You're asking with so much pride and arrogance. Give me this daan, O Gopi. This is not how daan, charity should be. Charity should not be demanded. It should be asked with humility. So she says, Mangat daan deen bani bhikshuk tumhare ur abhiman. Beggars ask for charity with humility, but no one asks with pride like you are asking. And I understand why you don't know how to beg, because you're from Golok. And you are the giver, you never begged from anyone, so you don't know how to be a bhikshuk. So let's continue. Mangat kaise daan कान्ह तुम
मांगत कैसो दान कान्ह तुम
मांगत कैसो दान कान्ह तुम
मांगत कैसो दान कान्ह तुम
जो कहूँ हो नहीं भिक्षुक मांगत
जो कहूँ हो नहीं भिक्षुक मांगत
जो कहूँ हो नहीं भिक्षुक मांगत
जो कहो हो नहीं भिक्षुक मांगत
दान सहित सम्मान कान्ह तुम
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 तो सुनो ऐसो तो सुनो ऐसो दान द्विजन का
तो सुनो ऐसो दान द्विजन कहाँ
दान द्विजन का And Kanhaiya, if you say that you're not a beggar, and therefore you don't have to ask with humility, then tell me, are you the king of Braj? You are not. Kans has sovereignty over Braj. So, and you're not in his employment either. You cannot say to me that you are demanding this curd because you want to check the quality. You're not here as someone who's checking quality. Kans has not employed you, so I cannot understand why you would be asking with such authority. And also, you are not a Brahmin, Kanhaiya. You're not a Brahmin. Now, Brahmins have the right to ask for charity. And they can demand it. They can actually demand it. Now, what a lot of people don't realize is that a Brahmin, one of the duties of the Brahmin is to ask for charity. But the other is to give charity as well. So the Brahmins should know that they have two duties out of many others. They must give charity also, not just receive it. But the Brahmin has the authority to demand charity. You're not a Brahmin. Gokule Vaishya putrascha Mathurayam cha kshatriyah. Shri Krishna is either, sometimes he's regarded as Vaishya, sometimes as a kshatriya. In Mathura, he's regarded to be a kshatriya. Because in Mathura, his father is Vasudev, he's Vasudev, and Vasudev is a kshatriya, so he is a kshatriya. Vasudev, son of Vasudev, is a kshatriya. But he grew up largely in the house of Nanda and Yashoda, in fact, completely in the house of Nanda and Yashoda. Nanda and Vasudev were half-brothers. Same father, but two different mothers. And while Vasudev ji's mother was a kshatriya, Nand Baba's mother was a Vaishya. So he considered himself a Vaishya. And therefore, Krishna in Gokul, he is considered to be Vaishya. And one of the professions of the Vaishya community is cowherding. So Nanda Baba is a cowherd. He's chief of the clan, but he's a cowherd. He's from the cowherding community. So either Kanhaiya, you're a Kshatriya or a Vaishya. That's it, but never Brahmin. Now, Sri Krishna could have said to the gopi, he could have answered her, are you joking with me? You're saying I'm not a Brahmin? Look, the Vedas say, Purusha Sukta says, Brahmanosya mukhamasid bahurajanyah kritah urutadasya yadvaishyah padbhyagvam shudro ajayat. Brahmins come forth from the mouth of the Supreme Lord. Kshatriyas from his arms, Vaishyas from his thighs, and Shudras from his lotus feet, from the soles of his lotus feet. So all, Brahmins, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, everyone comes from the Supreme Lord. Does it matter that one is coming forth from the mouth and the other from the lotus feet? It does not. So how can it be that the Shudras are low? Everyone is equal. Everyone has come from God. Shri Krishna could have said, do you know that the meaning, the definition of the word Brahman? It is Brahma Janati iti Brahmana. Brahman means one who knows Brahma. One who has a knowledge of Brahma, knowledge of God, is known as Brahman. Now, by knowing me, Shri Krishna could have said, by knowing me, someone becomes a Brahmin. And you, illiterate gopi, you're saying that I'm not a Brahmin? But Shri Krishna is not saying this, because this is Leela, and he's not going to say all this. This is for us to know that even someone who attains Brahma is known as Brahman. That's a true Brahman. Now that Brahman, one who knows Brahma, could be born in a Kshatriya's family, Shudra's family, Vaishya family. Whoever knows Brahma is a Brahman. Brahman is not just a Brahman by birth, a Brahman by his actions. So, you are not a Brahmin, she's saying, And so you don't have the right to demand any charity from me or anyone else. So why should I give you this charity? Why should I give you the curd? You have no authority. You have no authority to take it from me. And yet you're putting on airs. I don't understand, Kanhaiya. Why? Everybody knows you're a Yadav. Everyone knows you are from the cow herding community. So you don't have the right to ask for daan. All right, but what if there's another person who can ask you for daan with authority? Let's find that out. The Gopi is going to say, you're not even that, but let's find out what she's going to say. Grahan shaman hit daan mang jo.
Grahan shaman hit daan mang jo.
Grahan shaman hit grahan shaman hit daan mang jo.
Grahan shaman hit daan mang jo.
Daan mang jo.
Daan mang jo.
जो तेरे वेद उन्मान कान्ह तुम
ज्योतिर्वेद उन्मान कान्ह तुम
जो तेरे वेद उन्मान कान्ह तुम
ज्योतिर्वेद उन्मान कान्ह तुम
मांगत कैसो दान 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 कान्ह तुम.
Now, Kanhaiya, you may say that there are astrologers that take charity and people give them charity respectfully. An astrologer may say, the planets are your planets are misaligned, and your Shani is very heavy on you. Shani is always the heavy one, right? Your Shani is very heavy on you. The ill effects of Shani are going to wreak havoc in your life unless I give you this stone and you tie it around your neck and it will cost you this much. I will do this puja and I will pacify the planets for you. And then a person who doesn't know any better will say gladly, yes, please take this money and just pacify my planets because I don't need any more drama in my life. I don't need any more chaos in my life. Now, someone who gets involved in astrology and astrologers and Shani, and you've got Shani's influence, bad influence is going to last for 7 years or 2.5 years, this much time, that person is going to become so lost in all this that he will have no time for devotion. So it is best to stay away from all this. There is something called destiny. The fruits of the actions we have performed in previous lives. And that destiny has certain things in store for us. Planets will go along their own way and they're not going to bother us. We should not think, oh, this planet is heavy on me and that planet is heavy on me. I've got to pacify this and pacify that. Someone who wants to practice devotion can never get involved in all this big mess. It's a huge mess. And there are many people who make it their business to fool people. Look, I can pacify the planets for you. I can get rid of these problems in your life. Never mind that they have so many problems of their own. They have not been able to pacify their planets in their life, but they will pacify them for you. Grah Shanti ke liye karo. And many people are fooled. Many, many people are fooled. We forget, when we forget knowledge, we become no better than animals. No better than animals. The knowledge tells us that what you're doing in life right now, that is those kriyaman karm, they are the most important. You are shaping your future. And the ones you have committed already, performed already, those actions, you have countless sanchit karm, accumulated actions, and some of them are being given to you as consequences. Those are prarabdha karm, that's your destiny. So, jnani bhugte jnanate, murakh bhugte roye. So be very wise and knowledgeable and go through life. Accept your destiny with a smile on your face. Don't be a fool who's crying all the time. Hi ye ho gaya, hi wo ho gaya. Oh my God, why did this happen? Why am I so unlucky? No, don't be like a fool who's crying all life long. Go through your destiny with a smile on your face. And forget about planetary influences. There is no astrologer today who can tell us exactly how it is. And the ones who can tell us, the saints, they will never get involved in astrology. So there you have it. There's no point in spending time and effort and money on something that is of no consequence. So Kanhaiya, you're not a Brahmin, so you have no right to ask with authority for this charity in the form of curd. You're a Yadav. We all know that you are from the cowherding community, and you're not employed by Kans. You cannot claim to be one of the king's men who has been given the task of making sure that all the gopis who are selling the curd, that it's good quality curd. Kanhaiya, then I would have said gladly, yes, you are employed by the king, you're employed by Kans, and so I will give you this taste of this curd, and then you can either pass it or fail it. That'll be fine. This is quality control, but you don't have the authority. And Kanhaiya is just looking, and so then what happens is, when Sri Krishna says, well, I can pacify the planetary influences. And so as an astrologer, I can ask you with authority. But to this, the gopi gives a wonderful answer. Wonderful answer. In the words of Jagatguru Sri Kripaluji Maharaj, the gopi says this. Mangat kaise daan कान्ह तुम
मांगत कैसो दान कान्ह तुम
मांगत कैसो दान कृपालु अनुकूल
सबे ग्रह
मम कृपाल अनुकूल सबे ग्रह
मम कृपालो अनुकूल सबे ग्रह
अनुकूल सबे ग्रह
अनुकूल सबे ग्रह
जाहु गाम कहूँ आन कान्ह तुम
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 मांगत कैसो दान 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 कान्ह तुम
So when Kanhaiya says that I can align your planets properly, so things will go well in life, Sri Maharaj Ji, Jagat Guru Uttam Shri Kripalu Ji Maharaj inspires the Gopi to say, Kanhaiya, don't worry about it. My planets are aligned properly. You see, because the Supreme Brahma is asking me for charity, so my planets are aligned properly. There's nothing to fix. So you go somewhere else and align somebody else's planets. But over here, there is no problem. हिंदी में कहने में बड़ा अच्छा लगता है कि गोपी कहती है मेरे सारे ग्रह अनुकूल हैं क्योंकि पूर्णतम पुरुषोत्तम ब्रह्म मुझसे भीख मांग रहा है तो मेरे सारे ग्रह अनुकूल हैं. So I don't have any problem. Now, what would have happened after this? So now just do Roop Dhyan of Sankri Khor, the narrow passage in Barsana, Radharani's birth village. And Gopi was passing unsuspectingly, and Kanhaiya came there. Now he's cornered her, and all this conversation has taken place. What has happened after that? We can only guess. Either, now there's only one thing left for Kanhaiya to do, and that is to just rob the Gopi of the curd. He can just launch an attack and just rob her of the curd and take it away like that. Or you could say that maybe the Gopi would not allow that, and maybe in this tussle the curd falls down, and that could happen as well. So we don't know, we can only do Roop Dhyan, we can only imagine what would have gone on in Sankri Khor, in Barsana. But the most wonderful thing is that we can do Roop Dhyan based on this Leela, based on this sweet pastime, childhood pastime of Kanhaiya, which is from Prem Ras Madira of Jagat Guru Uttam Shri Kripalu Ji Maharaj, which has 1008 devotional songs in it. Each one seems to be the best one. If you ask someone, which is your favorite one, someone who has been hearing them and singing them for years, what will that person say? Oh, there's so many. My favorites are so many. Right now, this is my favorite, and no, that one is better. No, this one is better. No, that one's even better. You cannot decide. This is the 60th anniversary of Prem Ras Madira, and we are so grateful to Sri Maharaj Ji for this wonderful scripture that takes us to Barsana and to Vrindavan and familiarizes us with so many leelas, so many pastimes, and makes us feel like we are part of that leela. So this is one of the leelas that we can use in our Roop Dhyan. There are so many others like this. So Kanhaiya has asked the gopi for daan, for charity in the form of curd, and now I will just leave you to decide what has happened. Are you going to take the gopi side or Kanhaiya's side? What is going to happen? That depends on our imagination. Boliye Kanhaiya Lal ki jai. Boliye Gopi Prem ki jai. Prem Ras Madira Granth ki jai. Jagat Guru Tam Shri Kripalu Ji Maharaj ki jai. Jai Jai Shri Radhe. Jai Jai Shri Radhe. Jai Jai Shri Radhe. Before we offer bhog, I've finished a little bit early today. Before we offer bhog, there's something that came into my mind about Prem Ras Madira. Maharaj's main scriptures, Prem Ras Siddhant, philosophy book, and Prem Ras Madira, lyrical scripture, although there's so many more, but the main one. And we refer to these scriptures, these books,